I have a Yamaha organ. If you want me to do a little tune.
Yeah, I'm not working.
Keep your hands off your organ.
Okay, we're actually live. Let me make sure.
God,
We might have some issues with the live show, but if not, the recording will keep going at least.
meaning it's taped.
Meaning it's taped, that's right. So,
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Live to tape, it's Andrew Chalmers and M.A. Tamburro with their special host, Yomar Lopez!
Hanukkah.
if you listen carefully, you might hear the reel-to-reel in the background. Is that still a thing? Who knows?
I'd love it.
Yeah, real to real, yeah. Sure.
Don't they?
Coming back.
I thought they use DAT tapes now. Yeah, that's a little fancier. Less trouble. You don't have to worry about nitrates and things going on fire.
That's like a guy from Brooklyn with an audio tape collection, right? Hey, where's that tape? Where's that tape? Where's that tape? Sorry, I'm eating chicken. I thought that was funny.
Was that some kind of like an Italian kind of thing that you're going for there?
Don't start. No,
What's
I
What's that?
sound Hungarian. I don't want to start up
Okay.
with you. I know you're Italian.
It's okay to make fun of them. You know, how come it's okay to make fun of Icelandic people? Have you
Sorry?
noticed this? How come it's okay to make fun of Icelandic people?
Well, because
Why is that okay?
It's because of the cars they drive.
It's not right. Well, what's wrong with the cars that they drive?
Isn't Bjork?
Yours.
What's her name? Bjork?
Yoma, you
Bjork,
just
Bjork.
on my goddamn line there. What's the matter with you?
She's from Iceland, right?
Yeah, she's not from Iceland. She's from Iceland.
Iceland. I'm allowed to say I'm American. Iceland.
You're American.
We say things with no grace. America.
America, home of the brave. Actually, yeah, I wouldn't mess with Bjork. Did you see that clip of her at the airport freaking out on the reporter?
Oh, I know she's a scary woman. Have you seen her singing? Her videos? She'll go from graceful singing to screaming for no reason.
Yeah. Yes, I know. Well, I've had ex-wives like that, so let's not get involved in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she's. I wouldn't mess with Bjork. She's pretty wild.
She's a small, I don't know, small little bottle of...
Cracker made of snow.
There you go. Perfect. I could not have thought of a better metaphor under the
I'm
under the
inspired
gun.
by the chicken and broccoli. Did you see The Secret Life of Walter Mitty? The remake.
No, I have not.
You should see it. He actually went to Iceland, and it's a beautiful country.
Oh, it is. It is.
That's a little plug there. I get some snow coats from the Icelandic hospitality board. Hospitality. That's not even a word.
If you wanna visit Iceland, whichever you want to call it, just
Okay.
use the special what is it? Your affiliate code, AM
Use the
Audio
affiliate
Media.
code AM Audio Media.
There you go.
AMAudiomedia.com. Check it out. And
Right.
give it over to Iceland.
Visit Iceland.com.
Visit Iceland. No, visit
Iceland.
AMAudiomedia.com and then go to Iceland.
Oh, so you get double the traffic. They get traffic and you get
Double, yeah.
traffic. Yeah, smart.
And
That's the way to do it.
sponsored by Fjord. I tried twice to get that gag in.
Now it works.
Nah, it doesn't really work. There wasn't a cacophony of laughter. lads.
Hey, this is live. Can you commit, please?
It is. It is live. This is gonna be the longest pre-show ever. I love it.
So, I think so. Anyway, Iceland. Anyone know the capital?
Valhalla.
No, that's a made-up place.
I bet you think adamantium's a real metal as well.
It isn't. Oh, you just crushed my dreams.
Reykjavik is a real metal.
Is vibranium a real metal?
No. I
Is
don't so.
is xenon a real thing?
No, that's an amplifier company, isn't it?
Is
Isn't
it?
that Denon? Sorry.
That's dead.
Are you on some kind of medication, Yomar? Are you okay?
This is me every day.
Well, God bless you, my friend.
You guys started it. You guys started the tangents. I just want to put for the record to say.
Mike and I are instigators, right, T-Bone?
No.
Yeah, we
Yes! Yes, we are! Wacky!
are. Give you that.
Woohoo!
Wacky!
All right. Now, serious faces on. Serious faces on,
Serious
guys.
faces, go.
We're gonna mute our mics and music's gonna go on. You ready?
Hey.
In 3, 2. I still hear you, Andrew.
Stop eating chicken!
All right.
You can eat the chicken. Just mute your mic.
He's from the UK. He's got to eat everything with a fucking fork.
Would you not F-bomb?
Sorry.
I'll have to bleep that up. Pre-show that.
Some UK racism there from T-Bone.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
So your cheeseburger with a knife and fork.
How long is this music? It's like a symphony.
No, it's
Quiet.
you're actually gonna hear on your side.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You're about to listen to the Timey-Wimey Tea Time Podcast, a geekyantics.net and allgames.com production. Find out what everyone's talking about. The Doctor, of course. Doctor Who? Exactly, that Doctor. Join us live at www.twitch.tv/geekyantics. That's GEEKYANTICS. Hang out with us, ask questions, laugh, and have at it. We can't wait to hear what's on your minds and hearts.
Timey-Wimey Tea Time. Me gusta.
Greetings and welcome to Timey-Wimey Tea Time, where friends gather to talk about all things Doctor Who, sci-fi, fantasy, zombies, creativity, and geekdom as a whole. Sometimes we talk about broccoli and chicken, which you might hear in the background. We have a very special show for you tonight. Yeah, tonight. This episode's being, pre-recorded, but when you hear it, it's gonna be live, but not really, because Timey-Wimey. That's how it works.
That makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It is. It's gonna be live at 2 different times, in 2 different places, kind of, sort of.
What if Yomar? What if you're in a different time zone when you hear it, and then you go to another time zone, and then you hear it there?
I always wondered about that. If you're like on the like state line or the the time zone boundary, and you like kind of skip over it, isn't that time travel? Like if
Johnny?
you play, if
Johnny?
you can,
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. Hello.
What do you think? You're a Time Lord, right?
Yes. Oh, of course. Yes. Time travel. I don't know. I think there would be evidence of it. People always say, well, if people go into the future and then they come back, then there'd be evidence. But maybe there is evidence. Maybe we're living out an alternate timeline that's been altered by someone from the future. I don't know. I think
wish that we lived in an alternate timeline where you'd eaten your dinner about an hour ago, and we didn't hear your scratching on the plates while we're trying to talk to Yomar on the Timey-Wimey Tea Time podcast. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I understand.
That's the kind of timeline I would like to live in. But that's obviously the not timeline that has happened.
I will be hearing that insult about chicken 3 days ago, so I do understand what you mean. I think that a lot of alien abduction things could possibly be time travel as well, because I'm always curious about why your very standard alien looks like a human being, but slightly smaller. And I also think that the alien abduction phenomenon could be some kind of regressed memory about being born. Because when you think about it, you're on a table, people are grabbing at you, you're coming into some kind of light, but I'm just a guy eating chicken, I don't know.
Poked and prodded as a baby, and it comes back to you. Interesting.
See? It is, but this wouldn't explain a lot of the other stuff that goes on, but anyway, I've just launched into the something incredibly deep there. Let me go for something.
I know. I made a little silly comment, and you guys got all scientific on me, right?
We seize on it.
Woo!
Great name for a podcast. The timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly tea, coffee, hot chocolate extravaganza. But it's fantastic. I love it. It's a brilliant name. It's probably the most original name that we've been involved with, right, T-Bone?
Yeah, I love it. And I love your theme song at the opening. I was dancing over here.
I believe it or not, I composed that. I'm pretty proud of myself.
Wow. Really?
I dabble in quite a lot of things. That's not one of my best things, but I do enjoy it.
Well, it sounded pretty good.
It sounded great. It sounded great. So hats off to you. I am wearing a hat actually, so I'm taking it off now.
And your female British cute girl voice was excellent as well.
Yes,
off the top.
She's actually really cute too, IRL. BTW.
There you go.
So
there you go.
I probably shouldn't say that because my wife might smack me. But hey, you know, I could look and comment.
Good thing the show isn't live.
Yeah.
Whoops!
Good thing it's not on the internet. Yeah.
Podcasting has gotten me into hot water plenty of times, but she knows it's all good fun. It's kind of like being a comedian, right? I think anybody that's with an entertainer knows to take everything with a grain of salt. It's like, yeah, you're just talking junk.
Yeah. Well, you know, up until you say something. Yeah. What does that mean anyway? You take everything with a grain of salt.
Where did that start? You know, I'm always big on etymology and origins of things and words.
Yeah,
I wonder.
Does anyone know where that? What's the other one?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
But we're all storytellers in here. Let's make up an origin story real quick.
About a grain of salt?
Yeah, something that's believable.
When a salesman came to the houses in ancient Scotland, they were kept away by a grain of salt because people thought they were selling them something unfortunate, and that's why if anyone has a grain of salt, they're not to be believed.
When in the olden times, when spices were rare and hard to get, even salt, you could only get a pinch of salt. So you'd only want to take a grain of salt with something. So that was like kind of like a way to keep the masses down, keep them not greedy for salt. Otherwise, they'd be rioting the streets looking for salt.
Oh,
that's
the
origin of that. That's the origin
Wow.
of that.
You're referring to the infamous salt riots of Aberdeen in the 1800s.
Yes, I am. By the way, I love this game show that we're all on. This is really fun. This is great.
They used to have a show in the UK called What's My Line? No,
There
sorry,
was a similar Canadian one as well.
Call My Bluff.
Yeah.
And it used to have all these like really, really like classic sort of actors with big handlebar mustaches, even the women.
Ooh.
And I know. Don't ever kiss them, please. And they used to come up with all these things, and it was things like, give me the description or the origin, and then they would say stuff like that, and then the one person had to say, I believe it's Frank Worthington's explanation.
Oh, yes. That's a great... I've seen that. I've seen that.
It's crazy. And in the original version, if you got it wrong, you were electrocuted until you died. So it was a very interesting, game show.
So that's why it didn't last too long, I imagine.
It didn't last too long, no.
Well, you want to take these things with a pinch of salt, guys. So you know.
A pinch of salt.
Yeah,
I was going to say,
a pinch of salt.
it was on every night. It was current. Hello.
So-
No,
Current, I get it. No, I got it. I get what you're throwing at us.
Yeah.
It's not live.
Yeah. It's a bit of a stretch, but we get it.
It's crap. Yeah.
So my take on that, I believe it goes back to the 13th century, Dark Ages, perhaps.
Right.
Salt is a known deterrent for bad things, evil spirits and poltergeists and whatnot.
Right.
And so you always want to make sure you have at least a grain of salt on you, just in case you feel like you're being haunted.
Right. Okay, I can go along with that. Okay. Yoma, I'll go with your answer. Oh my God, I've just been electrocuted.
Oh darn!
That's bad.
Thanks for playing.
What about he's on it like white on rice? What does that mean?
Well, because rice is very white.
But why? Yeah. But why would you be on it like? Isn't that supposed to mean like you'd be on it quickly? Like if there was someone giving away some Doctor Who books, Andrew would be on it like white on rice, correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
Then what does it mean though? Like I don't understand.
Because rice is usually white. I mean, now it's brown and it's whole grain.
So it's already there then. It's already there. So
yeah, it's already there. That's how fast it is.
Okay, all right.
And you can never wash out that white. You could keep rice soaking forever and rinse it off several times. It'll always be white.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. That's good. I avoided electrocution now. That's good.
There's lots of variants on that. But anyway, we gotta introduce you guys. We haven't introduced you. I'm a terrible host. So
Yeah.
I'm joined tonight, folks, or today for those that catch us on the proper Saturday stream. This pre-recorded episode is going to be aired live on the Geeky Answers Twitch channel and on allgames.com on June 27th. But we're doing this pre-recorded because we wanted to make sure we didn't want to keep rescheduling. So we seized the moment. We carpe diems, carpe noctem, whatever you want to say. We've done it. We're doing it now. Yeah. So we have AM Audio Media's own Andrew Chalmers, right? Did I say your last name right?
Yeah, say it with a bit more research, please. Don't say Andrew Chalmers. Right?
Andrew Chalmers.
Andrew Chalmers.
Well, I never got confirmation. I asked before.
You've done the research. You've rambled on.
I have.
Things.
But I don't think anyone's ever said your last name. Everybody's always on the first name basis with you.
My name is Andrew Chalmers, actually. Yes.
Wow. And we have Mike.
He has been introduced as Andrew Chalmers, but he is Andrew Chalmers. I can confirm.
You're doing a fine job, Yoma. Don't be put off by me.
Sorry, I'm used to being given a hard time, so.
No, you just gotta learn to talk over top of him sometimes, because that's the only way you get like a word in.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, clipping is the way the pros do podcasting. You don't want to. It's better to clip than to have dead air, right? Okay. But we also have Mike. We have Mike Tamburro, right?
Yes, I'm here.
But he likes to go by another name. What's the name you're going by now, Mike?
Rico Suave.
I knew it. I knew that was you.
Yeah.
Are you the one sending me those strange emails? Let's not get into that.
That's me.
It's family friendly.
Me. Or Frankie, just so I can walk around wearing T-shirts that say "Frankie says relax," because I'm all about the chill.
Yeah.
I'm all about the chill.
As you know, Yoma, we're very topical. Frankie says.
Well, earlier in the day when I was chatting with Andrew Chalmers, he mentioned the hit youth band Maroon 5 as something that the kids listened to. So, just to give you a little example there of things, of what I deal with.
Well, that opening theme that I composed, I did that for the youth because I did some research. I paid for some market research, and they said that the demographic we want to target, that's most engaged on social media, especially on Twitch, they like the dubstep. So I said, I need to have something with a little bit of like that, And so,
well spent.
So there you go. But I said I can't afford to actually have someone professionally compose this music, so I'll just do it myself, like everything else.
We're of the same ilk.
Yeah, sorry, I'm eating.
In terms of doing things ourselves.
Yeah, we are of the same ilk, yes.
Yeah, you gotta be self-sufficient sometimes.
You have to, yeah. And Mike and I have learned a lot during season 2 of A Dark Journey, right, Mike?
Yes, of Doctor Who, Dark Journey, which is what we're on.
Dark Journey tonight on Fox.
So, all right, so Doctor Who, let's backtrack a little bit. So Doctor Who, Dark Journey, your radio drama, fantastic. I may be a little biased, and of course I'm in good company, so I have to be nice. But I do love it. You guys know that. There's not that much good quality radio drama out there. It's really hard to come by, especially in the podcasting world. I can count maybe on two hands how many good radio dramas there are that you can download as an MP3 or a podcast. So I'm really excited you guys are doing this. And I was listening on Gallifrey Stands that you were talking about the learning experiences that you've had from Series 1 to Series 2. So let's talk about that.
Okay.
Go!
Wow, that's a big, lots of learning experiences, right, Chami?
Yeah, season 1, now it's funny, we refer to it as season 1 and 2, and there's all sorts of things on the horizon and all the rest of it. But it started off with a script that was written and Mike's insistence to try and do something with the script and bring in Clayton Turner, who did a fantastic job with the sound, and it's grown into this sort of entity, quite an affectionate entity, like a poltergeist that gives you a nice hug. And it's great. But we've learned a lot just in terms of what to do ourselves and timing and everything else. I mean, I would probably say, Mike, back me up or tell me if I'm wrong, but season 2 would be almost like it would be like a learning experience for someone to do an audio drama. They could watch us and say, oh, well, here's what you do or here's what you not do. But people could learn from what we've done, something, our mistakes, our little successes, I don't know. but something.
Yeah. I think so. I mean, yeah, it's definitely been a total learning experience. I mean, we started with a script, and I was just on another podcast, and I was telling the host that if you don't have the basis of it, if you don't have the script, you can't do anything. So you've got to have a good script going in, and then it's all a matter of just building on that good script. So building on that good foundation, and we were, really lucky that we took that we got the right people involved to make it the success that it's been. Everyone from the actors to the sound designers to the artists that have been involved in the project, and make a real effort to make it a real collaborative project. It can't be a one-man show. It's got to be everybody kind of bringing their own energy and their own skill to it. So I think that's like a big thing that we've learned is giving everyone a little bit of leeway to bring the talents that they bring, and and pull together and make something that's not just one sort of vision. I mean, it is one vision, it's one idea, but pull in everybody's ideas and everybody's talents to make it something even better than what you thought it could be.
Yeah, it's the sum of it. It's the idea is the sum of the people involved. Writing it is one thing, but the most enjoyable thing is getting people together who've got their own take on it. And when we were in the studio recording, people come in, they've got their own take on the lines. Nothing's ever set in stone. People can come in and ad lib and to do whatever they like. We just want them to enjoy it. A lot of the best scenes and the most enjoyable scenes and the scenes that people talk about, the wine gum scene from season 1, I think episode 4, all that kind of stuff was basically ad-libbed around a basic idea in the studio with everyone throwing ideas around. So for me, and I know for Mike as well, this whole thing has been about the people that we've met. And
Definitely.
Includes yourself, Yomar. I mean, the very, very kind things that people have said about us are by far the best thing that we could take from this whole experience. You know what I mean? It's just been great. And this sort of leads into our next project, which will be Derek Who, which will be seeing probably the inside of a studio, perhaps August, September onwards. But that very much is a celebration of fandom and the support that fans have for each other, and we feel quietly confident that it's quite a unique take on fandom as well. So we're looking forward to that without rambling on too much.
Who?
Yes.
Who is who?
Yes.
Yeah. I think what Andrew's saying is we've got some other ideas like on the burner too. So I mean, like what we've learned from the first series, we definitely want to institute into other projects. So we've got ideas for some other audio dramas which we'd like to get going on. So
I love that.
Yeah.
We need that because I'm kind of a lately I've been kind of a crusader, so to speak, for podcasting and the just radio drama and just the audio formats as a whole, because I think it's the best of both worlds. People don't really read as much as they used to.
No.
And everything's going to video. The thing about video is a lot more fully engaged, and it's hard for people to integrate video into their daily lives unless you're a teenager that has nothing else. Just tons of time to do whatever, right? But even within like Vines or 5-minute clips, it's really tough to get into a video series where we're kind of the space is saturated with so much content, right? There's more content than we could possibly consume. But with radio, it's an easy thing that you can integrate into your life while you're commuting, or you're going for a jog. Maybe you're sitting on the throne, quote unquote. Whatever you might be doing, maybe you're a writer and you like to have a little bit of white noise. You could listen to a radio drama or a podcast. So I think the more we have things like high production value, things like what you guys are doing, it doesn't necessarily have to be radio drama, but especially radio drama, the better it is for the podcasting space as a whole. And I love what you guys are doing because of that.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's I mean, yeah, as we said, it's a great thing. We love doing it. We try and aim for the highest quality that we can achieve, and sometimes we're not really into, it sounds okay, let it go. I mean, we'll do everything. We'll do things that are probably considered to be insane just to replace one line that we don't think is good. I mean, and Mike and I have had a lot of humorous sort of stories. Like we've recorded, I mean, the main bulk of the episodes were recorded in a studio, but since then we've recorded in minivans, we've recorded in washrooms in my basement because the sound's really good. We've recorded all over the place. We've recorded schools.
Andrew, by the way, I got the I picked up those vocals of Roy Miranda, our Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, it was just recorded. Yeah, go on.
In my garage last week.
Yeah, yeah. You see, so
got these. Yeah, it's done. It's done. We got it.
Good, buddy. Well, he
little
loves
update for you.
Acting in the garage. So that in itself has been a humorous sort of way of looking at things. But like I said, it's about the people and getting something out there. For the fans. It's for the fans, by the fans, or by the fans for the fans. It's for the fans, whatever. There's fans involved in there in some capacity. It's great. It really is. It's its own little kind of story, and I would encourage anyone to have a go and to do it, and to do something. Just go do it. Everyone has a good idea. Act on it is what I would say. Go do something.
Or as they say in the business world, just ship. If you don't ship, you can't sell.
Exactly. Or ABC, always be closing.
Always be I read that somewhere. I saw a meme, and there was like this little girl, and she had an angry face on. She said, "Always be ABC, always be closing," and she was pointing her finger like, "Do it."
I think it's a sales, one of those sales acronyms that salesmen like to throw around. But I recall it being used in Alec Baldwin's monologue in Glengarry Glen Ross. You ever heard of that flick?
That sounds strangely familiar, but I am terrible when it comes to names and titles.
I know what you mean, Fred. Yes. Glengarry Glen Ross. Go check it out. It's written. It's a movie. It was based on a play by David Mamet or Mamet, who's this guy who's sort of mastered this sort of New York kind of dialogue where they've got their own unique way of talking. But Alec Baldwin's a salesman. He's a real estate sales guy, and he does a lecture at the beginning to all the sales guys, and he uses ABC. But it's worth seeing for much more than that, because
I think I have seen this.
It's probably on YouTube or whatever, but it's fantastic. Yeah.
Always be closing.
That relates a lot to the audio play that Mike and I are doing.
That's one thing in sales and marketing. That's all acronyms. I've been exposed to it on different levels for my pet projects and consulting work that I do, the freelance work I do, and it's kind of scary sometimes. It's almost cult-like.
Yes, yeah, it is, and they come out. There's also I've done a lot of this kind of retail and management and all this kind of stuff, and you can tell when the guys who are into it, they've been to a head office meeting, and instinctively that someone in that meeting has said a term, and the term is pick one, and they run around like drones repeating it. I remember one guy came out of a meeting and he said to me, "We're going to be rolling out this initiative," and I just knew it was so alien for him to say such a comment like that. And you just knew that somewhere, and everyone on the floor was like, you looked across and then, yeah, we're going to be rolling out an initiative. And then you'd look somewhere else and you'd pick up the word initiative. Someone was saying rolling out. I know what you mean. It is.
Someone else threw out synergy, right?
Synergy and this kind of stuff. And everyone at a meeting says how supportive they are to each other. And then they come out and they're not supportive to each other. So, yeah, I do know what you mean. Have you seen The Prisoner, Yoma?
That sounds familiar too. Is that more
1960s Patrick McGowan landmark show? I've loaned it to some people who
actually. Now they talk about that period.
Well, they gave it back though.
Oh, I see something going on here.
Yeah, some people I gave them episodes.
Some people
give them monkeys.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, but are some of those people on this call right now, on this podcast right now,
Yeah, and it's not me because I own the DVDs, and it's not you, Yomar, because you're such a high caliber guy.
Hey, Chalmers.
You shut your face,
Chalmers.
You were
Chalmers.
prisoner.
Frankie says relax.
Oh, Frankie says relax.
Hey, relax.
REO Speedwagon, buddy.
Forget about it. The
I'm
Speedwagon.
just watching April Wine on VHS, so you shut your face, Tamburro.
Well, actually,
what does that even mean? What does that even mean?
April Wine's a band from back in the day, man.
Yeah, I know, but what does that have to do with what we're talking about?
Mike,
I love it.
Has to do with what you and I are talking about. Nothing.
I want to say
Iceland.
This is how my mind works, and my mind goes to some very random places. But you mentioned 1960s, and I just started thinking about Vincent Price, who recently passed away, and I just had the most random.
Vincent Price passed away years ago. You're thinking of Christopher Lee.
But they're celebrating his death recently.
Hang on, we're celebrating death. What kind of a ghoul are you?
Okay, it wasn't that recent, but they're commemorating it. They're commemorating it. Hey, now I sound morbid. Thanks.
God damn it.
Thanks, Andrew.
Go watch The Prisoner.
But recently there's been a lot of interviews with his daughter. I think her name is oh my gosh, I can't remember her name now.
Vincent Lee.
Her name is Vincent Lee. Yes. She's the love child of Brandon Lee, and oh my God, let's not even go there. That's gonna be a very bad joke.
Do not go there. You are live, perhaps.
But it made me want to go back and watch the original Wicker Man. I know a lot of people think the one with Nick Cage was terrible. Are you guys into horror at all?
There's bees on me!
The overacting was bad, but.
It's one of the best flicks the remake of the Wicker Man would be one. I have the original, and I had a very, very strange supernatural real life occurrence after watching the Wicker Man, which was terrifying. I had something scratching at my door.
Oh boy, those are the worst.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. It really was a nightmare. And
I saw the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre in a cabin in the 80s in the woods.
Oh my God! That's like watching Jaws with your feet in the ocean.
Yeah, I tell you, I did not go to sleep that night.
No, I don't. I wouldn't think you would do. But Wicker Man's a fantastic flick. But the Nicolas Cage one, I picked it up for I think $4. It's amazing. I every time I look at it in my collection, I just laugh because it's as Mike said, it's just brilliant. I love when he punches the woman who's dressed up as the bear. And then he orders a woman. He's got a revolver aimed at a woman on a bike, and on a cycle, and he says, "Get off the bike!"
Steals her bike.
Oh,
yeah. At the end, it's just killing me won't bring back your goddamn honey. It's just brilliant. It's just that.
Oh, a lot of people say that movie's just bad. I think it's so bad it's good.
You got it. You took the words right out of my mouth.
A lot of people don't know this, but Nicolas Cage's hair actually won an Oscar for that film.
Didn't it? The part? That's another.
With the part at the side. Yeah, that was during his Buffon years.
I think his hairpiece is got a supporting role in the Hunger Games as well, so it's all coming around.
As a man that has lost,
he does good work. The hairpiece.
I tell you, as a man has lost most of his hair, in every place that it really counts. I feel for Nick Cage. I understand. I feel his pain.
How's your nasal hair situation, Yoma?
You know how it is. The older you get, the further it extends.
What is going on with that? Like, you leave it. Like, I have a nasal hair trimmer in the car, right? And I can't believe how fast it grows. And Linda said to me, it's because it's almost like a defense. It's a defense. Hair on your body is a defense.
It is.
And a defense against what though? Like what is going up your nose? What's going on your bum?
I can give you tangible examples of where my bodily hair has saved me.
Oh yeah, okay.
I mean, times cooking, where I would have gotten a really bad burn had I not smelled the singed hair first.
Okay, I understand.
Okay.
Okay. Mike, any comments about singeing hair and
No.
Mike? Okay.
No.
Mike doesn't want to go down that dark road.
Go down that road. He hates that and zombies.
That and zombies, yeah. Body hair and zombies. I don't want any of it near me.
Right. Or hairy zombies.
Or hairy zombies, yeah. They're gross.
That would be a nightmare.
Yomar, did you see the zombies on no, what's it called? Of course they're on Walking Dead. They're on it all the time. Did you see the zombies on Game of Thrones?
What do they call them? They call them the White Walkers. You know, I have not. Let me tell you, I have not kept up with this season at all.
Okay, there's no zombies in it. Don't worry, I don't want to spoil it for you.
Yeah, they're not called White Walkers.
Forget I said that.
Oh, it's fine. I mean, there's so many podcasts I listen to where there's spoilers. I'm just gonna wait till I forget about everything they talked about so I can enjoy it fresh. So I'm gonna miss the zeitgeist completely. But I've heard that this season has felt a lot like a lot of grim stuff, a lot of murder, just for the sake of it. Like they're just trying to go for shock value. Like
there seems to be a lot of that. Yeah, a lot of shock value stuff.
Yeah, from what I understand, the showrunners and the author have they've all pigeonholed themselves. They don't know how to bring all the characters back to the one place where they're supposed to reunite, and then the paths cross and the story becomes one. Because it feels like there's 100 different story arcs going on at once.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it'd definitely be complex to do it, but hey, they're not doing it for free. Come on, get to work.
This is true.
Get to work.
Whereas folks like us, we mostly do our work for free.
ABC.
Yeah, always be closing.
They should be closing. They should be closing.
That's right. If we could do it, put in some significant effort for what we do, for little to nothing, then the people that are getting closer to nothing. Some days closer to nothing side for sure.
Yeah.
These guys getting paid big bucks. I mean, Game of Thrones is no slouch.
No, I'm pretty sure they're paid. Everybody on there. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're paid.
I'm fairly sure.
So.
Yeah.
You think people on the shows are paid?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, Game of Thrones anyways.
I've never seen it.
Well, it exists.
Wait,
Really?
You never seen the show, or is people getting paid?
I've never... a little bit of both, but I've never seen Game of Thrones because it's too big. It's too... Everyone's going on about it. I've never seen Avatar.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's no good.
Yeah, it's like Smurfs meets Pocahontas, right? But these things, I'm not too much into the sword and sorcery things either. And then Mike was telling me a lot of things about it, and I'm like, I don't really want to be seeing that. I don't want to be seeing gratuitous things like that. So, there's things that take place in a story for a reason.
Andrew, didn't you murder a baby in a Dark Journey?
No. Listen, I don't need you chiming in, and the answer to that is
it's not chiming in; it's talking over the top of you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, chiming in sounds very polite. The answer to that is no, I don't. I didn't. No.
So wait, you're not big on the high fantasy then? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe you did. Maybe.
It was Cassandra. It was Cassandra. I'm not really big on the high fantasy, Yomar. No, I like more... It's weird because I'm a huge Doctor Who fan, but I'm not too much into this medieval Lord of the Rings. Oh, Ark, a talking rock, and the river.
Yeah.
It's
not weird at all. I find in my experiences, people are usually on one side or the other, not both. You rarely find people that are by fantasy, by sci-fi. Is that a thing? They might be bi-curious, sure, but they're not. Sure. They're not. Okay, that's family friendly, folks. Sorry.
Yeah, totally.
Kids ignore that completely.
Go Iceland. Yeah, I know. It's no, I know. I'm just not into that kind of stuff. But hey, like if you like it, then I always say don't knock success.
Absolutely. I think Game of Thrones is, and I was about to say take it with a grain of salt, but there's a lot of gratuitous this and that. There is some quality storytelling there. I think it's just a fun ride. It's kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean or Pirates of the Caribbean, whichever way you prefer to say it. Both are acceptable.
I'm not sure anymore, actually. I'm not sure whether I say aluminum or aluminium. I've been in Canada now 20 years, so I'm very confused.
There's a lot of situations like that. It's very discerning. But, it's Pirates of the Caribbean for adults.
Right.
The kids go to bed.
Pirates, though? I thought it was about, like, Is it pirate?
Well, I mean, in terms of it's a fun ride, it's not really deep, it's not really smart.
Oh, you're talking tone, right?
Right. Not
Right.
not subject matter.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
No.
I would go along with that. Yeah.
Though there is a little bit of swashbuckling, pirate-ish type stuff in there.
I would.
Yeah,
I
it's a
would
guy
love
with
to
an
swash-
octopus head.
I would love to swashbuckle.
Also,
Yeah, I would love to just be able to, if like what's Andrew doing? He's over. Mike says he's over there swashbuckling. I would love that. I would love to swashbuckle.
it does sound fun.
It does sound fun. I put in some sword fights in season 2 actually, but I never got as much in there as I wanted to. I quite like the idea.
Is that an owl in the background?
Is what? Sorry?
I heard an owl in the background. Did you hear that?
No, it's a
An
moth
owl?
actually.
Let me check on that. Hang on.
I thought I heard an owl.
An owl.
An
I've said it
owl.
before, I'll say it again. Are you on some kind of medication?
No, I heard like I heard like a ooh ooh.
It could have been. It could have been something happening. In
I'm
the
sorry. I'm sorry, Andrew. Now I derailed you. I'm sorry. I
Oh,
apologize.
I'm sorry. Good job. This is not live.
Thank God this is not live.
Oh goodness, what will people do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So go Iceland.
Wow.
Mike,
Yeah.
I'm going
Andrew.
to tell you something now. Just between me and you.
Okay.
Um,
Well, and the internet.
on the internet, yeah, there was a sighting of a Mothman the other night
Where?
above the car,
Above your car?
Linda's.
Wow.
Yeah, as we isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Okay, don't say anything else about it. Okay,
No, I don't want to.
I don't want you finding out.
Mothman. By me, we call those cicadas. Have you seen cicadas up close?
No.
Isn't that like a Chicky Chonga thing?
They're the little critters that are responsible for the electrical buzzing sound that happens in the wilderness in some places.
Well, this was the size of a man.
Oh, they don't get that big.
Yeah. I never saw it, but it was quite impressive by all accounts. Do you ever see the Mothman prophecies, Yoma?
Absolutely, yes.
Brilliant. Did you like it?
I love it. Love it.
Scary, eh?
Was it scary? It was more foreboding, ominous perhaps, but it wasn't really. Was it really scary?
I think when Indrid Cold phoned Richard Gere, I found that to be quite frightening.
Yes.
Talking to him in his hotel room, and he was telling him things that obviously only a supernatural being could tell Richard Gere.
Yes.
Things, you have a career and things like that.
Richard Gere, your career won't be what it is today in 2 years. Sorry.
Exactly. But you're married to a Bond girl, so it's not
Stay away from the gerbils, Richard.
Oh my god! Thank God this isn't live. Anyway, yeah, there you go. Mothman prophecies, Wicker Man, good flicks.
What? Wait. Do you guys? I think I asked this already, but are you guys into horror? We started talking about Vincent Price.
Yeah, who's recently passed away.
Well, they're recently celebrating, like they're doing a memorial and all this stuff. Okay, give me a break, okay?
So yes,
But it's like everyone's talking about it.
Well, I remember Vincent Price from a very funny show that was produced here in Canada, in Hamilton, actually, called what was it called? The Hilarious House of Frightenstein. And Vincent Price did all these really weird poems, like scary poems. It was a children's show with like puppets and people in makeup and stuff, and they had Vincent Price as the guest star. So my first experience with Vincent Price was on this weird, creepy, trippy children's show. Only later on did I realize that he was the star of horror films.
Mm-hmm.
There's my little Vincent Price memory, because we're all remembering Vincent Price this week after his untimely passing.
Of course, he was in. He did the
I loved him in Star Wars. Did you see him in Star Wars?
Yes, he was the Count, right?
Count Dooku, right?
Yeah,
Count Chocula. Count Chocula.
Count Dooku was in, I believe, The Wicker Man.
Yeah, and I'm glad they got him in Lord of the Rings as well, because I think that was a
good
nice.
in the Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Lucy Lee. I believe.
It's amazing. He's done so much, even to the last day. I mean, it's just crazy.
It's really, yeah.
But the reason I bring up horror is because there's a horror movie I always like to recommend to people, especially if you like a strong narrative, and it's just something that will just linger with you and make you think and talk about it. I think this is true horror. It's not just gory or shock value or jump scares.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
I'd rather you didn't tell me the movie. Thank you.
Why?
That's derailed you, isn't it?
Oh, no. I'm going to tell you anyway.
He's just winding you up. He's winding you up. Don't let him. Don't let him.
Go on.
The name of the movie is Sinister. Now, I'm going to preface this recommendation by saying that it is a found footage movie, and I know that seems to be a big trend in movies today. But Sinister, that movie, just the soundtrack, and you guys are audiophiles as well. Just the soundtrack, you could just not look at the movie at all, but if you listen to the soundtrack, it will get under your skin. It is, I don't even know how to describe it.
Was this the guys who did like the Saw movies, James Wan and those guys?
It might be.
It's recent, right?
Recent in like 3 to 4 years. Recent.
Right. Okay, yeah. I think because there was like Insidious as well, right? There was another S.
Yeah, Insidious. It's a different kind of tone. Insidious is good, but I feel like Insidious is more like what you'd come to expect from horror today, right?
Yeah, I'm totally with you. Yeah, I know what you mean. There's like a certain formula, right?
Yeah, like I feel like now it's either over the top gore. Yes. Or jump scares, or you have to have a creepy kid. Like, there's so many tropes that are just overdone. That's why, like, Sinister. Yeah, the creepy kid, with, like, darkened eyes, or...
Yeah. And all this kind of, fast cutting, so the kid's at the end of the hallway, and then there's a jump cut, and then they're right in front of you, and then there's a sound effect, and it's scary.
Exactly.
The Exorcist 3?
Yes. That's the one where they go to an excavation site of some sort.
No, that's the fourth one.
Which one was 3?
The one after 2.
Well played, sir.
Thank you so much.
You get the slow clap. I don't know if you can hear the slow clap.
It's, yeah, the slow clap, yeah. Exorcist 3 has got George C. Scott in it. And it was a different kind of take. He played a detective, but it's got one of the scariest scenes I've ever seen. And the scene on paper would not read to be that scary at all. But the way they did it was absolutely terrifying. And it takes place in a hospital with a nurse. And it brings you in on the slow burn big time. And I see it like repeated so many times when people are talking about the scariest movies and the clips of the scariest flicks. The 9 times out of 10, the scene from Exorcist 3 is in there. It's a very disturbing flick. Very disturbing. Yeah.
I might have to catch it tonight.
Yeah, check it out, man. Exorcist 3. Watch the whole thing if you get a chance.
Huh.
Yeah.
I know I've seen it, but I can't recall it.
Mm.
Especially, maybe because when I saw Exorcist 4, I kind of wanted to forget everything.
Yeah. Exorcist 4 was like a weird... Yeah, it was a bit weird, and they released a version of it, like an alternate version that didn't even have like full special effects, and that was the one that I saw because this was rumored to be the best one, and the director had some disagreement with the studio, and he managed to put his version out. And I'm always fascinated by these alternate versions of things, but it wasn't very good. It wasn't very good. But the third one is a very scary flick.
Yeah, see that. I mean, we go down on a whole other path talking about that, but reimagining of things and remakes, I feel like they're very different. Like I appreciate when someone says this is the same namesake, but this is a reimagining of this film. It's not the same thing. Like it managed that expectation, because I hate when they, like a good example. I enjoyed this movie, Evil Dead, but the remake to me wasn't really like the original. But I get that that's the movie they originally wanted to make. Like I feel like Evil Dead exists because originally they had such a low budget and so many things went wrong. They said, let's just make this a dark comedy. Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Like you almost felt like it kind of, when you get someone like Bruce Campbell to be in it, you're taking it in that direction, because the sequel was very comedic.
Yes.
And Army of Darkness was even more so. Like they kind of worked out what to do, and people liked it. I'll be interested to see this series they're doing, Ash versus the Evil Dead, right?
Yes. And sadly, that's only coming to premium cable. It's part of the Stars network, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it is, but I'm sure it'll be. I'm sure it'll be available. But I'm interested to see, the tone of it, because now we've got all these really serious zombie Walking Dead kind of flicks. But Army of Darkness and Ash, it's a bit comedic. So I'll be interested to see. I think it'll be really good. And Arnie's got this new zombie flick. Have you caught wind of this, Yoma?
Oh, which one is this?
Well, it's an interesting idea. It kind of takes.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, Maggie.
Yes.
The premise is, and it's kind of weird because in the synopsis they kind of give away the whole thing, but it's about his daughter and the de-evolution.
It's like basically the incubation period for her to be a zombie, I think. And I think they're in the car and he's driving and she's been bitten and she's turning. And early praise for the movie is quite high. Arnie's finest hour.
Wow.
The whole idea is great, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, I love Arnie.
I do too.
Not as much as his housekeeper, obviously. But, there's we don't have a child together or anything like that.
Man.
But, I love him, and I love the Expendables and all those kind of flicks. But it looks to be quite good. There's also, if you like zombie stuff, and the viewers or the listeners rather, or both, In the Flesh is a brilliant show made by the BBC. And it's about, the premise of it is that there was a zombie outbreak in the UK. People were cured, but they still look like zombies and they're integrated back into society.
Wow.
It's a little bit of a segregation thing, a racial thing, because people are like, we don't trust them. They're not like us. So they play around with a lot of those themes, which make it add to the depth of it. Very good show, very intelligent. They have to put makeup on and wear contact lenses. There are people who hide themselves away who were walkers. There are people who've murdered people's family members who are now walking around, and there's like resentment. And then there are people who were undead, who are undead, and they don't wear any makeup, and they're almost like a separate group that are almost like almost like terrorists, like they commit acts in the freedom of the undead. And brilliant show, In the Flesh. It got critical acclaim, won loads of BAFTAs, and got cancelled by the BBC after 2 seasons.
Oh boy.
Yeah, there was a big thing to bring it back, which hasn't transpired. But go search it out. It's even the two seasons are really a fantastic tale. Yeah.
I think BBC for folks overseas is like Fox for us in the States. They're really bad about canceling the fan favorites and keeping around the crap.
Yeah, well, so far.
Mike's just nodding his head.
Mike's nodding, yeah.
Well, I know we.
Anything with zombies, I don't want to hear about. Zombies, me and zombies do not get along.
I feel
very frightened.
All right, so we'll bring it back.
Alienated Mike from the conversation.
Gotta get back, yeah.
We'll take it somewhere else. Let's take it somewhere where we can all discuss. I know you guys gotta go soon. Okay. But I don't even know where to start. The first episode of season 2. Are you calling it season 2 or series 2?
Oh, it's series 2. We're a British import, baby.
Okay. We got a lot of flack at first when we started calling Doctor Who.
Via Canada.
We started calling your UK via proxy, I guess.
Yeah, UK via proxy, via people who haven't lived there for 20 years.
There you go. But
yeah.
But I
still don't know how to pronounce aluminum.
We can't and eat chicken and broccoli during podcasts. Yes.
With a fork. Very dignified, but very noisy.
Yes.
But yes, our fellow Whovians, if you call the new series, Christopher Eccleston forward, and you say season Doctor Who season 1 or whatever, season X, you get a lot of crap about that. So don't do that. So Doctor Who Dark Journey series 2, the first episode, I don't know. I was so taken back. Was that Susan Foreman at the very beginning? Talking about her grandfather?
Yes.
After thousands of years, he's back.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had to pause it. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Well,
So-
we've got an international cast. So we have a mix of British, British expats and Canadian folks as well. So Susan is played by a Canadian, so she's got a Canadian kind of flavor, but she's not, I guess, the same Susan. I think in our storyline, she's sort of a regenerated Susan. So
Yeah.
hence the different sound.
It was Mike's idea. I like the name Susan, for some reason, and I do regret my parents not calling me Susan. But that needs a laugh. Otherwise, I feel like I'm making an admission.
I'll call you Susan if you want.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Donnie.
Okay.
Yes.
You're welcome.
So the original idea was to have the character, the Noble Project, and all this kind of business, and I just called her Susan. And Mike said, "Why don't you make her Susan, as in Susan Foreman?" And at first, I thought, I'm not really into that because I felt like it was kind of too much. But to be honest with you, it's one of the best ideas that I've heard, because once Mike said that, this was written during the 50th anniversary year, and I think it's fair to say I was kind of influenced to make it more epic, to fit in with that, as you'll see. Like at first, I wanted to keep it quite separate. But then I started thinking, no, it is Susan, but it's in a way that's not just throwing it in there. It does make sense. And when episode 2 comes out, we'll see the relevance of her reappearance and the effect that it has on the Doctor. So it serves a purpose dramatically as well. It's not just throwing it in there for the sake of doing it. You know what I mean? But yes, it is Susan. And we've had quite a lot of nice response to the fact that we tried to sort of say, okay, what happens when the Doctor, if the Doctor went back, William Hartnell's famous speech, which Josh did such a great, job sound engineering. The first time some people have heard that scene, there was like a tear in their eye, because I think the William Hartnell thing was so strong with the 50th anniversary. So
yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, because that speech, thanks to the Adventure in Time and Space, Mark Gatiss's brilliant audio drama, docudrama, what do you call it? Hartnell was brought back into the mainstream. Like, people realized who he was, and they knew that speech. So when Josh put it in, it worked brilliantly. So yeah, it is Susan. It is the Susan, not a Susan.
I mean, just listening to episode 1, I felt like you're setting up so much. I mean, there's so many little nuggets I picked up on, and there's the little quip where Sherlock's like, "Oh, Doctor, you're alive," and the Doctor's like, "Oh, you're truly the greatest detective." And then there's a bit in the background, "Death is a bridge, death is a bridge," and something about the Doctor seeing all 12 incarnations. By the way, spoilers, but none of this will make sense when you listen to the first episode anyway, because this seems like this is a puzzle piece, one of those puzzle pieces you get is so weird, you have no idea where it goes, so you set it aside, and you say, "I'll come back to you later. I know you can belong somewhere in here, but I have no clue where you go right now."
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I mean, I think that's, we like to, Mike and I, brainstorm a lot of scenes and add things. Mike adds a lot of things to my ideas, and I add a lot of things to Mike's ideas. And it ends up being this, whatever you want to call it. But there are things in there that we don't want to assume that people want to listen to an easy kind of story. We want it to be challenging. We want things in there that people go, "Why is death a bridge?" and "Why has the Doctor survived?" and "Who are the Watchers?" and what happened to this. I mean, this Noble Project thing was set up in series, God knows, 1.
Series 1, yeah, and I'm definitely like, Yeah, I mean, like, and I have to say, like, even the script myself, even like the first time reading through things, I'm like, well, why is this here? Why can't we do this here? And it's just like, no, we have to do this because something else is going to happen later on, and it does. It all ties together, and it's all there in the script. And you have to. It is like puzzle pieces. There's things that happen, little touches of things here and there, where you hear a line of dialogue or something that's kind of touched on. It really ties into and ties up things later on in the series. So what I'm saying is, people have to listen to everything to make sense.
Oh yeah,
listen to
exactly.
all of it.
Listen and re-listen.
Listen and re-listen on amaudiomedia.com.
That's right.
Get in there and check it out.
Mike and I have been working on a special promotion that we want to launch on your fine podcast, Yoma. If you listen to the first 6 episodes free of charge, we'll give you the 7th free of charge.
You won't find that bargain anywhere else on the internet.
You won't find it.
Maybe on a torrent site, but yeah.
Do they need a promo code or a coupon? Or do you say coupon or coupon?
Promo code is cool beans.
I say aluminium.
Aluminium.
Yes, but that's it.
Yep.
We're doing that tonight. Phone in the next 5 minutes, and we will buy the first episodes for nothing, and we'll give you the 7th episode for nothing. That is the best, Mike. That's the best price we've ever done. Correct?
I think that is the best price that we've ever done, Andrew. I don't know how we can do this. Can we do this? Do we have the budget for this?
Only for Yoma, timey-wimey, and his legions of listeners. But I tell you, Mike,
zombie listeners, yes.
Tomorrow we have to go back, and we've got to start making some money from this. Tonight only is the deal.
Not tonight. Not tonight. Not for these fine people. Not for these fine people. We are not charging them 1 red cent.
But we appreciate the generosity. Definitely.
He's on it like red on cents.
Well, it's more of a more of a brownish, reddish brown.
Brownish, reddish. Yeah.
I hate the taste of
copper.
Yeah, I think Hannibal.
Aluminium.
Batteries. Battery acid.
Yeah, I do. I hate the taste of acid. Yeah, in the rain. Yes. So what else did you think about episode 1, Yoma?
Yeah. Tell us.
I just can't wait for just authentically and wholeheartedly. I can't wait for the rest of it. I mean, I might have to marathon listen to, because I mean it's killing me. You guys do this very bite size, and I'm listening to them as they come out sometimes, and I'm like, oh, what's next? And I'm impatient when it comes to that. I want to get that instant gratification, and I want this darkness inside the doctor, and there's a mistress. Tell your mistress, I'm coming for them. Like what? Who's the mistress? Who are you coming for? My head's exploding. I turned to Arnold Schwarzenegger for a second. I'm like, y'all get down.
Yes.
That was terrible impression. I know. Let's pretend that happened.
Actually, Kevin Gray, who's our sound maestro for 3 and 4, Mike, did you send Yomar that Arnie?
I'm not sure if he may have. Yeah, I think Yomar may have heard that. We have a great Arnold Schwarzenegger does some introductions to Dark Journey. So
I did not find that one. Is that on your SoundCloud?
Oh, it's on our SoundCloud. I will send that out. And you know what? Just to make this even more timey-wimey, it might even be it might even be at the beginning of this podcast, Yomar, if so decided.
It might be. Good work.
Ooh.
Good work. Yeah, that's Arnie. Arnie's involved in our production, and it's a wonderful thing. It's quite a bit of fun.
But Yomar, you won't have to wait long to find out what happens, what the conclusion of Doctor Who Dark Journey is, because this week, it's July 18th. Today is July 18th. This is the date. This is the date that it is. Everyone get on the same page here. Today's July the 18th.
On the page.
And next week, on July the 25th, the final Saturday of your Doctor Who Dark Journey Saturdays, we are going to find out the ending of the saga, or perhaps the beginning of a new saga for
There's going to be a lot of sagas.
Doctor. There's going to be a lot of sagas. Just play your record backwards and you'll hear it.
Oh, be careful doing that, Mike.
Saga backwards is August.
Oh
FYI.
Yes. Mastondas, Matindish, Matondas.
Yes, but anyways, the finale is next week on July 25th. So everyone tune in to the Tangent Bound podcast, because it's going to be on there. The episode will play live on there, just like the episode played live on this podcast today on July 18th on the Timey Wimey Tea Time podcast, which I enjoyed.
Brilliant, Mike. That's absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic.
There's a lot
Lost Souls.
of timey-wimey.
Sound design by Levi Considine and Adam as well.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Adam Lambert, Maroon 5.
Maroon 5. Yeah, all the kids are listening to Maroon 5.
That's what I hear.
So yeah, well, in my head, Yoma, what did you think of the scene with the dogs and the balloon and what's that guy called again, Mike? The guy who ends up getting eaten.
Oh, Benedict Waters. Benedict Waters.
Yeah. Did you like that scene? Mike,
Let me tell you a funny story. And again, I don't want to keep you guys much longer. I know we've gone long, but I hope we're all having fun.
Oh, we are.
But
not really. No.
fun story. I was listening to that episode again today, and I had my studio monitors on. I had them blasted pretty high. My family was not home, so I was able to be in the man cave / studio with no ambient noise. And when the dog part came about, I thought there was a pack of wild dogs outside. And I was freaking out. I was looking at, did they get inside the house? I'm not kidding. I was literally freaking out. I thought there was a pack of wild dogs in the house. It sounded so realistic.
Well, that's
It does. Yeah. Full credit to Joshua Hemming, our sound designer. There were
The acoustics were perfect.
And we wanted it to sound.
He's brilliant.
Yeah, we wanted it to sound really deadly and really scary like that. There was and the bit where the actor's throat, Paul Thomas Mann's, where his throat is getting torn open. We're like, more blood, Josh, more blood. So
yeah, Josh.
What we're all about.
Josh described it as a GAD, a grisly audio death.
Oh man, that's great.
Recorded it. He was all over it. And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. There's gonna be like loads of dogs and all this kind of stuff." And yeah, because the whole idea obviously is the dogs are possessed by the same kind of force, the Illuminatus force, but in a very minor way. They're like they watch and for anything on the streets, and it's got that possessive quality to it.
And they hone in on high emotional states. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. That's yes. Thank you.
I like that. That's really cool.
It's good to because most of the stuff is we love Dark Journey, we love the music. So the theme's really cool. So it's good to have someone who actually remembers little bits of the script, because sometimes Mike and I forget them.
Oh, I know how it is. Yeah, trust me.
All over it, man. Yeah, you know a little quote. You certainly know more than we do.
and back to the dogs. One of the barks sounded like one of my dogs, and I was about to scream at him. I said, "Shut up! I'm trying to listen to the show."
Shut up, for God's sake! Don't murder anybody there. Don't keep away from that bonesman.
It's excellent writing, excellent sound engineering. I love what you guys are doing. I love that we're doing this collaborative partnership, this friendship. More importantly, I feel like I've known you guys for forever. We all have issues with staying on topic, which is great.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we're on a road to somewhere, but we don't know where it is.
Rice cakes.
Iceland. Visit Iceland.
Rice cakes are good with a nice caramel glaze. All right, before you guys leave, before you guys leave, caramel or caramel?
Oh, caramel.
Well, definitely caramel. Yeah.
Okay. We're on the same page.
Sounds just like weird.
Yeah.
I liked everything he did with Sylvester McCoy. I thought he was good. Andrew Carmel?
Oh, Andrew Carmel. Yeah, he was a Canadian.
Good call.
Delicious Doctor Who.
Showrunner. Yeah. Doctor Who. Yeah.
Oh, Cartmel.
Yeah.
Cartmel.
Go Iceland. Yeah.
Sly McCoy being the most self-aware Doctor because he wears the infamous sweater.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, he might be.
But Tom Baker had question marks on his shirt in season 18.
Yeah, because he wasn't sure about doing it.
That's true.
No.
Yeah, and he probably should have not done season 18.
Yeah, well,
Aww.
no, season 18 was good. It was better than Horns of Nimon.
Well, if you compare all of season 18 to Horns of Nimon, sure.
Well, I suppose so.
Yeah.
It's Yomar, have you ever met a doctor?
Face to face.
I have a rash on my elbow. Help me. I mean, an actual a doctor.
No, I think I've been in close proximity, but never actually shook hands with one. There's been lots of conventions where I've breathed the same air. Yeah, but I was trying really hard not to be that fan that's like, oh my god, ah!
Right.
You know?
And which Doctor was it?
There was two. There's Tom Baker, and I believe, who was the other one that I saw? Peter Davison.
Peter Davison, okay.
Yeah.
And where was this?
This was at a convention years ago, and it's become a blur because I go out to so many conventions. If I couldn't pinpoint the exact one. I'm really bad with that.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Like 2 months ago, I went to actually it was 4 months ago now. Gosh, time flies by. No, wow, this is October. Yeah, see, I have no concept of time. I'll be a good Time Lord because of that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Right on.
I'd be a good doctor, but I went to Walker Stalker Con and I met a bunch of people there from The Walking Dead and other things, and I couldn't remember half of the people's names if I tried. I'm terrible when it comes to that. And I interviewed some of those people.
Did you meet Andrew Lincoln?
Yeah, I met Andrew Lincoln. I met Norman Reedus, who's really nice. Of course, now they've tightened up the security because the show's, the #1 show on television. Their agents and their PR people and the security people are like real jerks. But like if you catch them alone, like the best thing about those events is catching those folks outside of the venues because then they tend to be very friendly.
Right.
Melissa McBride, I love the actress. Not very much on the friendly side. She's Carol on the show, by the way, for anyone who's curious. That goes as far as listeners. I know you guys know.
Yeah, I know Carol. She's got the short hair, right?
Yes. Her character has evolved quite a bit.
I haven't. I like the show, but I haven't seen it. I think I have season 4 to catch up on. I still want to see what's going on with Morrissey, the governor, running around there because he's kind of flipped his
Yes. And Mike confessed to me that you guys are not caught up yet.
No, well, we watch it slowly, but I don't. It's got the Z people in it. I don't think that's going to be very good for Mike.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't want to know about that.
You don't want to know
People? Z people?
Z?
Oh, the Z people. Oh, okay.
Well, they don't call them. They don't call them the Z word on that show. They call them walkers.
No, they don't. Yeah.
So you can watch it.
Yeah, go on then. That's a good point. So Mike, is it what they're called, or I imagine it's more of what they do?
Oh, I think it's what they do and what they eat flesh. It's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good.
Well, that show is not at all.
Flesh is not is.
And then they make you eat flesh if they eat you.
Yeah, it's like a very bad case of herpes. It's a gift that keeps on giving, and you don't want that gift.
Yeah, I know what you mean. A guy, there was a guy in London once at a restaurant, and he said to me, he said, "Come over here." He said, "You want to try this?" And it was chicken, and I tried it, and it
broccoli
just tasted like human flesh.
Oh boy. Yeah, don't ever. Yeah.
I thought that was. You see, once again, another crap joke. I'm so sorry.
Don't eat meat offered by strangers, and don't drink wine made by people with purple feet. I've learned that long ago.
I actually have a rash on my feet as I'm speaking to both of you.
Are they purple?
No, but they're not getting eaten by people either. No.
Oh, okay.
So Walking Dead, by the way, is not very much about zombies. It's more about the zombies have become less and less about the show, part of the show. It's more about the human drama. That's the real.
Became less and less about compelling stories for the first 6 episodes.
It's about life on the farm. That's okay.
Life on the farm, yeah. Let's get some tomatoes. I don't say tomato.
Yeah, Little House on the Prairie. It worked for Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah, it worked for them. That was good, but I expected a little bit more. But I actually read that.
Did you guys hear about Michael Langdon?
Michael Landon?
Yeah.
What about him?
I heard he passed away.
Did he die?
Yeah.
Yeah, he died, and Yoma's celebrating it.
I'm celebrating it, in a special commemoration.
Yeah, he's commemorating.
I love Michael Landon in Back to the Future. He was great.
Yeah. Go Iceland.
All right, guys. I know you gotta go.
Thanks.
So some last plug. Anything you want to say to wrap it all up?
Yoma,
Yes.
hang on, enough now. Zip it for a second.
Okay.
So hang on. You notice how Yoma's pulling the when people come around to your house and you want them to go. Okay, so who wants coffee?
No. I do not want you to go.
Listen, I know your game, Lopez. And he's giving it all that. So you guys, I know you're busy and all this kind of
Well,
stuff.
I'm gonna throw Mike.
Lopez is being a gracious host.
I throw.
Lopez checks his text messages.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Mike's letting me know. He says we gotta wrap it up. I'm enjoying this, but I really gotta go. So I'm trying to tie it up.
This is great. This is great. I mean, thanks for having us on. It's good. It's good fun. It's good fun. And we have to do a weekend, a full episode with you where we sit down and do a full timey-wimey.
Yeah, we'll come up with the topics together. We could pull from. We talk about creative writing because we all do a little bit of creative work. I do ghostwriting. I do storyboarding for video games. I do all kinds of freelance projects. We talk about our different experiences. It'll be fun.
That'd be great.
And you guys do like the screenwriting. That's a whole different process. I haven't done too much of that. That's really an undertaking. I can only imagine how many takes you guys have to do to get the tracks right and file management. I think you guys hinted upon it. The file management process was a nightmare at first until you got a system for it, right?
Oh yeah. There's a system. Yeah, there's a system. Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Multiple names and files and different exports and different programs to open said files. Yes, it's a multi-layered.
Here's the system. Hey, Charmy, did we record this scene? Yeah. Yeah. Where's the dialogue? Can you find it? No. Do you want to record it in the toilet? Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
So one thing I want to ask before you guys go, in your opinion, would you say that the dark
curtain is lifted?
Folks, do not text people while you're on the can, and if you do, don't let them know because that really will that throws some people off.
You're right.
Yeah.
Though that is where some of the best communication and brainstorming takes place, to be honest. But all right, would you guys say that Dark Journey?
The toilet. Who's reading in the toilet? By the way, is anyone reading in the toilet?
No, you're texting in the toilet, not reading.
Right. I've never read the toilet. Who are these guys with newspapers in the toilet?
Yeah, once in a while maybe, but I do podcasts on the can. It frees up my hands.
I'm just saying. Okay.
Yeah. So Dark Journey. Would you guys say it's a good entry point for people that have heard about Doctor Who? Because, some people say Doctor Who is mainstream, but it's not at all. It's still very much a niche thing. It's growing. It's become more popular, but I still feel like it's very much a niche thing. And I love that you guys interconnect to so many worlds, and you have the mythos of different properties. You have Sherlock, you have Doctor Who, you have other kind of things, other fandoms kind of worked in there, little Easter eggs, if you will. Do you think it's a good entry point to introduce people into the world of Doctor Who? Maybe attract new viewers, new listeners, and whatnot?
Mike, you want to lead off with that, bro?
Yeah, I think so. I think that there's enough kind of touch points in there that's enough of the classic, enough of the new Who stuff. But I think you could very much just listen to it as an audio play and just enjoy it as an audio play. I think that we set up the characters sufficiently enough so you kind of get to know, who the Doctor is and who Sherlock is and who some of the other characters are, even if you didn't know anything about them. So I think there's definitely enough in there to get you hooked from Dark Journey. But and for the fans of those genres and those series that are out there already, I think it's even more of a draw, which has been a real beneficial thing to us because it's about characters that people already know and love. And I think that, through the script and through the acting, we've respected those characters and what they are, while, putting our own unique spin on them, but we haven't changed them too much. They're still the characters that you know and love.
Oh yeah, that you know and love. Yeah. No, I think it's yeah, I think that we wanted to do something that people could jump on with. I would probably say if anyone hasn't listened to the first season or series, whatever, I would say that would be where you would jump on. I'm not exactly sure starting from.
You're right. Yeah.
We wanted to dump a lot of the mythos. Sorry, that's a guy, a Greek guy who paints walls at my office. I'm sorry. No, it's true. He says, hey, watch you. He works in the car park, and I went to my car once, and he's like, hey, watch the paint. And I'm like, no, it's fine. Hey, if you get the paint on you, it don't dry. And he shouted up at me, and he was a nice guy, but he was so paranoid I was going to get paint on me.
You sound a lot like Borat, by the way.
A little bit like, well, that was my Greek. That's why I've never done a Greek doctor. You know? But anyway, that would be the place. But we didn't want to mire it with heaviness and everything else. We got into a little bit of that in season 2, but we like to think it worked and it wasn't just self-indulgent kind of stuff. So, but thank you for saying that, because we wanted to keep it light. We wanted people to come in and go, oh, here's a doctor, here's a detective, and they're off on something. We don't necessarily need to know about the shows or the history of both.
Yeah, we didn't get mired down in, is the Doctor the 13th or the 14th or the 18th Doctor or whatever, or, worry about where does this fit in the chronology? Is this
which I was about to ask you. I was about to ask you guys that. I said, no, you know what? Timey-wimey, it doesn't matter.
It fits in wherever you want it to. wherever it's a, you know what I mean. At the end of the day, like Andrew and I always say, it's a story about a guy traveling around in a phone box in space.
Yeah.
And time, so you can kind of go with that wherever you want to, really.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, exactly. I
mean, the show itself doesn't really respect its own chronology or canon or a correct order of things. So I think it's okay to have fun with it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, and I think your show, as much as the source material, it is very much an experience where it's very good episodically, and it's also good as a whole. So holistically and as episode by episode, I think it's great. So, you guys have done a great job.
Thank you. Well, I mean, there's more. We had a great reception, which was very kind to season 2, episode 1, Legend of the Beast, and Mike and I were in a position now where we can say people. They like that, and we'd like to think we can look after those people, and we've got something that builds on it every episode. And certainly the case of the Poison Sky, which is the next episode, or maybe a past episode, depending on the timey-wimey aspect. Mm-hmm. But there's lots in this that will make people go, oh, I didn't. There's more moments like the Doctor flipping out at the end of episode 1, basically throwing Waters to a rather grisly death. There's more of those moments, certainly as we move through episodes 2, 3, etc.
Ah, man, I can't wait. So, anything else you guys want to plug before we part ways?
No, Mike.
Well, just that if people want to listen to the series, they can check us out on iTunes, or they can visit our website. It's amaudiomedia.com, and we're on all your favorite audio players. We're on SoundCloud, we're on Stitcher, we're on Player FM, we're everywhere. We're on cassette tape. Just look us out and you'll find us.
We're on cassette
Google
tape.
us.
We're on
cassette
broken
tape now,
USB. So. We're on broken USB as well. Yeah.
And if people want to
artwork we've got, Mike, is that new artwork up from our genius? Our resident genius?
Well, by the July the 18th, which is today, the day that we're talking about Doctor Who Dark Journey for the episode Lost Souls, which is just aired on the Timey-Wimey Tea Time podcast. Yes. There's some fantastic art out on our website and on all of our partner websites like Geeky Antics by Steve Andrew. Fantastic poster artwork. Yeah, and a bunch of other talented artists as well who've really contributed a lot to the project. So definitely check that out. You can find all that on our website. And also, if people want to get in touch, they can visit us on Facebook. Our Facebook is Facebook.com/AM Audio Media. And you can also send us a message on.
Did we lose Mike?
I don't know.
Oh, we're on. Oh, are we there still?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, we're here.
Oh, you're still there. So I was just saying, if people want to get in touch, we're on Twitter as well. AM Audio Media on Twitter.
There we go.
Yes, he's back, Yoma. He's back.
Back just in time. Well, thank you so much, guys. And
you know what? Thanks for everything, Yoma. Thanks for your wonderful hospitality and your encouragement. I don't know why you're laughing.
I'm laughing because I remember when we started this off, we said this is we're gonna have a brief 20-minute discussion, and we're at an hour 24 minutes.
We're all about value or just talking box.
Well, we had to get that stuff in about salt.
We had to get that stuff in about white on rice as well.
There's a lot of quality in this episode, I would say.
Oh yeah.
But
somewhere.
And I always say the same thing. Thanks for everything. Thanks for having an interest. We do want to put something together which is interesting for the fans, that they're going to get something from, because it's a lot of work, but we get a lot from it. But there's nothing better than meeting new people and friends, dare I say. It's great. So that's much love to your listeners, much love to you, my friend. Thanks for just I think you're a bit of a kindred spirit, but thank you very much.
Absolutely, I definitely get that feeling. And again, you guys are always welcome here on the Geeky Antics Network, and also our extended family over at All Games.
Of course, yes.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
All right, have a good night, guys.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Yomar.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt.
Speak to the short
Grain of salt. Grain of salt. Grain of salt.
Yeah. Grain of salt, yeah.
All right. Oh man, those guys, great guys. I don't know. You can probably hear it. I have a very toothy smile right now. How do I follow that up? And I don't know if I can. Originally, I did want to do a special vlog to cover the E3. I do that, but since we're already doing the live broadcast and we're recording this episode, I may just have some quick impressions of what struck me most from E3. And a lot of us here on Geeky Antics and All Games, we kind of called this E3 was going to be one where we will be finally wowed, finally see the next gen of consoles come into play, and see the impossible happen. For example, people kept saying, the Xbox One won't be doing backwards compatibility ever. It's impossible. Well, now it will play Xbox 360 games, and they're going to add more and more. It's only starting off with about a library of 20 to 30 games, but they're going to add more and more to the compatibility list. I think this is fantastic, and for those that said it was not going to happen and were telling me and others that we're stupid, we told you so. You got to believe. It's just a smart play. What's the best way to get someone to adopt a platform or transition or upgrade? Well, have them take their existing content with them. Imagine if you bought a new media player. I know MP3 players, media players are not as big anymore because of tablets and phones, but imagine if they still were. The iPods and all the things of the world, the Nomad jukeboxes, if anybody remember those, the iRivers and whatnot, CD players. But imagine if you're getting a media player, but when you upgrade to it, you lose all your music, or it only supports specific formats. So automatically, you start off with about 5% of your existing library. Not a very smart move, but for this console generation, it seems like everybody thought that was a smart idea. It's like, let's get rid of backwards compatibility. So I'm glad that Microsoft is doing right by that. But even more, what really surprised me was Shenmue 3. It's already funded. They already hit the stretch goal. This is a game that was not going to be made through conventional means, because they said there wasn't a demand for it, but the fans have voted with their wallet. I think it's at over $2.5 or $3 million funding so far. We saw Fallout 4, showstopper. I mean, to me, and I might be a bit of a fanboy, but after watching Bethesda's press conference, or press event this past Sunday evening, which was, what's today? Today's 16th, it was the 14th, and then Microsoft's press event on the 15th, I was like, I'm done. I've seen everything I need to see. I'm excited. Gears of War 4, Gears of War Ultimate Edition, and the beta is we've been invited to the beta on that. You might still be able to sign up if you listen to this in time. GearsOfWar.com, and The Division, which, if I'm not mistaken, it's gonna be Xbox One exclusive, or at least time exclusive. And I think exclusivity is a stupid thing to do that now anyway. But it's gonna be a time exclusive at least. What? Oh gosh, I know I'm missing a big one. And Doom 4, fantastic. Another amazing thing though. No, it doesn't end there. Another amazing thing: the Rare Legends Collection. Rare, a company responsible for so many fantastic games. Even as recent as Xbox 360, they did. I think they did the Perfect Dark Zero. I think they did the Viva Pinata games, which are actually guilty pleasures. I can't lie, they're really fun. They did Party Animals and what's the other one? The Garden Paradise, whatever it's called, where it's kind of like a farm simulator, Pokemon type thing. It's hard to describe. It's really neat. And then going back to the 8-bit days, they did Battletoads and Battletoads. I mean, I'm just gonna keep saying Battletoads. I know people like Conquer's Bad Fur Day and all this other stuff, but I'm a huge Battletoads fan. So $30 for this thing, for 30 of what they themselves sat down together and said, what are the best games we've made, what are fan favorites, and what are games that we don't have to worry about license fees, like Donkey Kong Country. They obviously can't put that in the collection because that's a Nintendo property, even though they developed it. So they kind of found that overlap, and they found a sweet spot. There's gonna be Battletoads, not just the Battletoads NES game, but it's gonna be a Battletoads arcade game that a lot of people don't know existed. And these are gonna be remakes, HD ports wherever possible, and they're gonna have additional features. There's gonna be 10K in achievement points. My cat's meowing in the background. What's going on, Blue? 10K in achievement points. And they're going to add extra things to the games, like in Battletoads, they're adding a challenge mode, where you could do the rat race, the speed racer segment, over and over again, like an endless speed racer thing, to see how long you can survive. That sounds insane, and yeah, I want to participate in that. So, once I get my Xbox One streaming working, because let me tell you that the Twitch app for Xbox One is poop. Yeah, if it doesn't, sometimes you get random errors. You gotta uninstall the app, disconnect Xbox from the Twitch.tv site. Sometimes you gotta reset your stream key, which I don't know why that would be necessary if you could already stream from other platforms. It's silly. And then you have to delete the save data, then uninstall the app, and then reinstall it, and repeat the whole process in the other direction. Connect Xbox and activate that. And it's broadcasting from a console. Like, people talk about PC, how it's complicated, and the reason consoles will always have a leg up is because they're simple, they're convenient, and it's a uniform experience. You know what? That's becoming less and less the fact now. It was easier for me to set up streaming on the PC, and on the console, not so much. So hopefully I get that going, because with the Xbox 360 backwards compatibility and the great games coming out, oh man, I'm gonna be streaming from console a lot more. And my cats are being adventurous right now. So I just want to talk a little bit about E3, and I think that's pretty much all I have. I'll probably have something more substantial in the future vlogs. I do want to mention that one of the things I'm looking to do, you may have noticed that I haven't been doing my personal vlog, my Geektastic vlog, or the Gang Minute, which is the network's vlog. I'm thinking about doing something, I don't know if I want to call it Geeky Antics Radio or Geeky Antics Daily. It won't be daily, obviously, but it'll at least be more frequent, where it'll just be a vlog / podcast where we'll just get a quick show out and say, hey, this is breaking news. These are the things in our minds. Did you see this? Because I'm realizing it's a lot easier for me to just record or stream than it is to getting around to writing an article. Because when it comes to writing, I'm kind of a perfectionist, and my editorial calendar right now is insane. I'm actually reviewing some games right now. Some are paid reviews, some of them are free. I gotta get that stuff done, and then I got stuff that I'm doing for Geeky Answers Network, and I have my clients, the ones that help pay more of the bills, and life happens. But there's so much I want to bring to you guys. There's so much we want to do. We have other collaborators. You just heard AM Audio Media with Andrew Chalmers and Mike Tamburro, or M.A. Tamburro as he also goes by. Great guys. But we also have other folks like Gods of Mayhem, Jinx, Shiny Prince, High Res Studios. Blizzard has been really supportive of what we're doing. And just lots of folks that are either partnered up with us or have supported us in some small way or sponsored us formally. I know I'm missing a lot of people, and I'm not forgotten about you. For a full list, geekyantics.net/sponsors. Make sure you check out the wonderful people that make our dreams and visions and all this wonderful stuff happen. But I feel like I'm forgetting someone. One of the other things I want to do, I want to kind of rally, and I think if we could rally the community, if we could get Microsoft to integrate podcasts into the console. I'm surprised no one has been talking about this. We need to make this a thing. I've listened to a lot of podcasts, and no one is really pushing for this. Because I guess they're happy with YouTube and all that stuff. But what about for the rest of us and want something we could listen to while we're writing something or coding or developing a website, whatever we're doing where we can multitask? It would be nice to have a podcast app built into our console. Maybe we're playing a game, we don't want to listen to the soundtrack of that game. Why not have it so that you could just pop in Stitcher or TuneIn Radio, snap it? I'm surprised. I don't think that's a thing. And I've looked on the App Store for the Xbox One, and I don't think I've seen Stitcher or TuneIn Radio in there. That seems like a missed opportunity. Zune is no longer a thing. They have Xbox Music, but when you go to the Xbox Music app, finding a podcast, good luck. And we used to be part of the Zune marketplace, but I don't know how to find us. I'm gonna have to I do have a inside person on Microsoft. I hope they're still there. They responded a few months ago, so hopefully we'll see how we can figure that out. Because they've restructured everything. Everything now kind of like the Xbox brand. They're consolidating their brands. But, it makes sense. They're really standing by that brand, and I'm excited. There's a lot more they revealed at E3, and I know I'm rambling on. But I'm looking at my notes over here. Yeah, listen to the notes. I like how Andrew kept asking me, are you on something? Like, no, I'm normally like this. Silly, and I say things to get people to laugh and poke fun at me. Have a laugh at my expense, that's okay. That's what I'm here for. But, oh man, I keep saying but, that's my thing. Some people say I say but, E3. What else was revealed? The Division is really something that a lot of people were excited about. I mean, Fallout 4, absolutely super excited. There are very few games that will get me as excited as the Fallout series, the Doom series, or the Mass Effect series. That's like where I become a total fanboy. Gears of War is close to that, but not as close. To me, Gears is only as fun as the friends you have actively playing it. Once friends stop playing it, it's not as fun. Like, I wouldn't sit down and play Gears myself. But I'll get lost in Fallout. I'll get lost in Doom. I'll get lost in, oh my gosh, I forgot what else I said. Mass Effect, thank you. Which Mass Effect 3, by the way, has a very, very good multiplayer component. Very, very good. I mean, even till not too long ago, they were still developing content for that. It's crazy. Free content. We need to see more of that. There's a lot of greed in the console space. It's all about making people feel like first-class citizens, but put your money where your mouth's at. So, Last Guardian was revealed. People didn't think that was ever going to come to light, so they're actually going to have that game come out finally. It came out of development hell, apparently. Final Fantasy VII. A lot of people were shocked by the remake, and I know it's still years out, apparently. I'm not shocked. It seems like... I mean, come on, let's be honest. PlayStation might as well be called a port station. They just keep bringing these remakes and HD remasters and whatnot. That's fine. It gives people a chance. They realize they have a lot of new players that came from the Xbox side or maybe even PC side because they got fed up with stuff there, or they preemptively jumped the gun. Particularly when Microsoft said things they didn't like, even though it was the same thing Sony was saying, but they were being quiet about, or things that Sony was doing, but it was part of their policy, but they were quiet about it. Oh, Microsoft's bad for doing that. We wouldn't do something like that. Hey, hide that contract, hide that policy. Don't let them know. I love the gaming industry. It's so funny. So many people left. Some of my friends sent me messages on Xbox Live like, I'm sorry, man. I only use my 360 on my Xbox One as a media player. I do most of my gaming on the PS4 now, or it's like, okay, good for you. Interestingly enough, those are the same people that I never get to play video games with. They're always doing their own thing. It's weird. I feel like Sony's very good to catering to single player experiences, but when it comes to multiplayer, Xbox all the way. They've always had the better infrastructure for that. But that's just me. Maybe I'm being a fanboy. Doom 4. Let's talk about Doom 4. Let's talk about Fallout 4. Let's talk about Fallout. I don't even know where to start. Fallout 4. It's Fallout 3. It looks better. People have said it was graphically underwhelming. I don't know. Sure. Who cares about graphics? It's a fun game. It's got a creative mode. The Xbox One and PC versions will support mods, community content. It's got tons of crafting. You could break down anything and break it into resources that you get for crafting. You could build things. You could renovate buildings, make hideouts. You get a dog again. Hopefully you can keep the dog alive. They have there's another thing we said it was people were saying it was 2016 release. No, holiday 2015, November 10th to be exact. Fantastic. Doom 4 coming out spring next year, I believe. Maybe sooner. I forget the exact date on that. But Doom 4, they took it back to the roots. Arcade shooter all the way, super fast paced, visceral. They're not trying so much to be scary, but it definitely has that foreboding sense, the ambiance of it all. And that's great. I mean, Doom 3, people ride on it because it was a corridor shooter. And I think it was a great game, but I think they tried maybe too hard to make it scary. But this goes back to the roots. The maps feel a lot more open, though. So I hope they have a good blend of corridor-style shooting and then, very open maps. Because that's what Doom did, and that's what Doom 2 did really well. Oh, so excited. And they're going to have, just like Fallout 4 is going to have mods, Doom 4 is going to have Snap Map, a built-in map editor where you can not just make maps, but you could also make custom experiences, co-op modes, PvP modes, and silly things. I'm so excited. So I got to wrap it up. It's really hot. Our central air unit broke down. I am sweating into my eyeballs, and not a very good time, so I'm going to go get some fresh air. And for those of you who don't know me, you know what that means. But no, seriously, I need to get out of here. Appreciate you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this very special episode of Timey Wimey Tea Time. I think at the end of this, I'll just plug in. Yeah, I should have more than enough time to plug in the next episode. I talked to Mike about this, so you might hear through the power of Timey Wimey, you'll hear, the next episode or one of the episodes on the Doctor Who Dark Journey saga, or you may not. Who knows? Time travel is too complicated. I may have done it and then gone back and changed it and told myself not to do it, and then I removed it, and then it created a vortex. Who knows? We shall see. But either way, make sure you go over to amaudiomedia.com. Check them out. We also are in the process of changing our podcast feeds. Migrating the podcast is going to be a huge undertaking. I want to get a lot of these things natively, because a lot of the third-party things we've used have been bad experiences one way or another, so I'm trying to figure out how to do it without being disruptive with everything, because Google shut down a lot of their services, and a lot of the podcast hosts shut down their services. We use RSS feed aggregation, so we get multiple feeds into one feed to make it easier for people. That's what we do with the Geeky Antics Foundry project, which is basically where we take all our favorite podcasts that are syndicated through Geeky Antics Network and also our flagship shows and put them together in one feed. And every now and then I change up the shows on there so we can expose you guys to the wide breadth of content on the Geeky Antics Network. But it's being discontinued, and they're giving us 2 weeks notice or something silly like that, and then it's going to be read only and we won't be able to make any changes, and then they're going to discontinue in a month after. It's a very poor play. I guess they figure no one's really using it, so no one's going to complain about it. Well, you know what? There's a lot of people using it because it's a great service. Google did the same thing. It's like, oh, we're discontinuing all of the Google Labs projects because these are just things that we were testing out and playing with, but these are not core services. We're focusing on the core of our business. Okay, it's not like you're really actively maintaining these things and devoting a lot of resources to them. But all right. So anywho, that's a little bit of Geeky Antics business. I want to thank again allgames.com, AM Audio Media, and all our wonderful sponsors, geekyantics.net/sponsors. Check us out on Facebook, Geeky Antics, Twitter, Geeky Antics, Tumblr, Geeky Antics. You see, there's a pattern here, I think. Twitch.tv/Geeky Antics. And I think that covers everything. All right, I'm heading out of here. And now it's time for our wonderful outro. Thank you so much, guys. This has been Time Wimey Tea Time, episode 29, recorded on June 16th, to be aired possibly this Saturday, the 20th, maybe even Thursday as well. And then officially, the regularly scheduled time, Saturday, the 27th. That's probably going to create a lot of confusion. So we shall see. Take it easy, guys. Appreciate you. And don't forget, leave us voicemail, 206-415-4987, 206-415-4987, and email us, TWTT@geekyantics.net, TWTT@geekyantics.net. We'd love to hear your thoughts, and we'd love to hear your wonderful voices. Oh, yeah. Peace.
We thank you. We thank you for every crumb, biscuit and cake you bring to the table. Because Doctor Who belongs to all of us. What you bring to the timey-wimey tea time in your live chat participation, comments, likes, shares, tweets and voicemail, all of it means the world to us. Love, true love never fails. Do you like it? If you like what we're doing, well, tell us for God's sake. Shout it from the rooftops at geekyantics.net or call it in 206-415-4987. That's 206-415-4987. That's it. Bless you. So long. And thanks for all the fish. Dawn, it won't be that long, just a wee while, because the timey-wimey tea time will be back. We'll return next Saturday with fresh insights, questions and epiphanies about Doctor Who. And heck yes, everything geek. Maybe same bat time, absolutely the same bat channel. Every Saturday.
Tiny Wimey Tea Time. Me gusta.